Everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Laurie. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to revisit an old project. In 2015, I think it was, I made these angels. I did not fix my squeaky chair yet, so you'll hear my squeaky chair. I made these angels, I think it was in 2015. Yes, 2015. They are made from cardboard. Tore off the paper on the cardboard so the corrugate would show, and I just added paint. These I did a crackle effect on the wings and just added some embellishments and a little halo. I'm going to use the same pattern that I drew for this to make some scrappy angels. I made 4, I think. I've tried a few different ways, and I'm going to make 2 or 3 with you, maybe 2. Here's the pattern. Where's it at? I drew this in 2015, like I said, and all I did was I took a piece of paper, folded it in half, and I just cut a shape of an angel. And that's what I've been using. I want to revisit the papers we've made. We are going to do more papers with the old paint bottles that I didn't get to use up in this video where I made these papers. I haven't had time to do that yet though, because it's a little longer session of art play, and which means longer editing time. And I just haven't had that time yet. But that is on the horizon. We are going to bring out those old paints again, and we're going to make more paper. I think this time we're going to do probably more like this, but we're also going to do some tissue paper and maybe bring out the jelly plate and play with it. I'm not sure. I haven't decided that until I get there. But anyway, what I want to do today is revisit the papers we made a few videos ago and maybe use one of these papers to create one of my angels. I'll show you the ones I've already made and tell you what I've done so far. What I've been using for the body of the angel is this, it's called grunge paper. I have had this forever. I bought it probably on clearance or something, thinking I would try it, never did. It feels like a leathery feel, although it's not leather. Definitely has a smell, can't tell you the smell, chemical smell. It says you can ink on it, sew on it, paint on it, sand it, cut it like in a die cut machine or something. I like that it's bendable because once I get through gluing everything and the paper wants to kind of fold, I can just bend it back into shape. So it's been working out really well. You could use cardstock, a heavy watercolor paper, or even cardboard like I did on those angels I just showed you. Anything like that'll work. I know I want a couple that are more plain, vintage looking, so I have out these papers that I'm going to use. This is a printout of butterflies. Can't tell who it came from. It's a free printout, media cache. I really don't know. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a long address. I've had these for years, so I don't know if these are still available, but do a search for free butterfly printouts. I printed it in 2016, so you can see how old they are. And this is also a free printout. I think this came from Graphics Fairy. She has a lot of free printouts you can use. So I'll show you what I've done. Oh, these butterflies. Ooh, this would be really good on here. I bet this would be a cute card. I've been playing around with some butterflies. It has nothing to do with today. Okay, I'll look through these in a minute to get a paper that we can use, but right now I want to show you the ones I've already made. And what I'm doing on the back of each angel, I'm putting a little sentence, part of a Bible verse actually, of things God says about me. I got this from a little workshop I went to with my chiropractor for health. One of the things that they talked about was stress and how it affects your body, and how positive affirmation and positive thinking fuels your body and helps your body. Positive affirmations have really helped me. So I'm putting that on the back of each angel. So here are the angels I've made so far. So this one was just made of scraps. I have my little container here of just little scraps like this. And on the back you can see I painted the back with just a paint color and just wrote the verse. And you can see how it's so pliable. I can bend it back into shape, and it's just, see, these are still drying. I put a sealer on them. They're still drying, so they're a little bit, kind of trying to warp a little bit, but they will go back flat. This one is also scraps, but I did some little painty flowers on it. Oh, and then I put a little hole in the top and stuck a little ribbon through. This one is a scrap piece of paper, but it's one whole piece that I did the body. I didn't piece together scraps like on these two, and then just put a little cluster in the middle. And this one is just strips of scraps all over the place. and then some hearts in the center. And on the back is a different color for all of them. Okay, first let's start with our body. Let me get the paper, the grunge paper. One of the sides has a more textury feel. The other side is more smooth. I'm using the smooth side as my side that I paint, and I'm using this side as the side that I put my scraps down onto. Let's take my little angel pattern. You can draw yours up however you want, bigger, smaller, different shape, whatever. And I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm going to trace around my angel. And I've tried it both ways, where I have covered the angel with scraps before cutting out the angel, and I've tried it where I've cut out the angel body and put the scraps on after the body's been cut out, and then I have to cut around the body to get the excess scraps that are hanging over cut off. Both ways worked pretty good, but I kind of prefer cutting the angel out first and then putting scraps on it. It seemed a little easier to me. Okay, so there's my traced angel. And then I'm going to turn my angel around and I'm going to trace it again on here. I'm going to trace it this way. And then this little section right here that's left, I probably use to make tags at some point. So save all your scraps, because you can take these little pieces. There's some in here somewhere here. You can take these little tiny pieces here and paint them or cover them with scraps or whatever, and then take your punches. I'd take my punch or my die cut machine first and cut my shapes and then cover it. I don't know if the hand punches will go through this and paper on it very easily, but you can make little flowers or hearts or whatever, circles, out of these extra little pieces and use them in your art. So I'm going to trace this and then I'll come back. I'm going to also cut them out and then I'll come back and we'll make a couple. I'm on the last little section cutting out my angel, and I just follow the line, and sometimes I stay off the line and just make up my own little shape. Also, this paper does tear, so you can tear it. Okay, so now my little angels are cut out and ready to go. Let's look through these papers real quick and see if there's one that would be a cute angel. That'd be a cute angel, actually. But I really don't think I'll use that one. I like this one. Well, they're all pretty for an angel, really. I think I want to use this one. Yes. Okay, we're going to use this one for our angel. And for the other one, I think I want to use this paper and these little round butterflies. Will it fit? I didn't check that part. Yes, it fits perfect. Okay, well, let's start with this one first. I'm going to turn my paper over. I'm going to put a bunch of glue on the side that I want my paper, and then probably put some glue on the paper and just put it down like this and glue it down that way. Now, when you're doing scraps, it's easier to use the glue stick because it does take a little bit of time for this to stick together, because this does have a little bit of texture to it. So if you wanted to make it easier on yourself, use a gel medium or like a Collage Podge or a Mod Podge or something like that. But I still want to use my glue stick, so I'm just going to go for it and use my glue stick. By the time I get through putting glue on my angel, though, it's dried up and I got to go back to the beginning again. So I'll try to rush through and get it on there. And I can always do the edges a little bit once I get it glued down. So I'm just hurrying. Set that there for a second. Let's just put some glue here in a general area where I think the angel will go. And that just helps a little bit. Maybe where you missed it on your angel, you'll get it on the paper. Here we go. And then I'm going to set some heavy things down on it to let it sit there for a second. I just removed my old drop paper right before we started this video. I haven't put it away yet, but also could have used this and just put my angel down anywhere in here. And that'd have been cool. I have my two angels cut out. And like I said, this is so flexible. You can, really push in and get your glue to stick and bend and Allie's having a dream behind me on the couch. Get your glue to really stick, and it's okay, Allie, it's okay. You just have to tell her it's okay, and she'll... I always say that it's okay. I hope it's okay. I hope it's a good dream and not a bad dream. I don't know how dogs dream. I missed a couple of spots too, so I'm taking care of those. And also on this one, I missed my mark. I put my angel too far down, so the white mark down here at the bottom of the page instead of this made it down here. But I'm gonna leave it, I think. I think it's not a big deal because it kind of looks like a little trim at the bottom of the robe. So now I just have to decide what's gonna go on the front. And I think for this one, I really wanna put one of these on the front and maybe one of these papers, maybe part of this. Since I've got this white trim down here, I might just cut out the center of this. But if I put this on here, it will hide. So I don't want to lose this. So maybe I would cut this out, save it, and just use part of this, put this in the center. Let's try that first. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. And this can be used for something else at another time. Not a perfect cut. Never do perfect cuts. This would be pretty on there though. I'm gonna cut one of these out and we'll use it. I'll decide that. Maybe this one. I like that one. That'd be kind of cool. I'm gonna cut a section of this out for right there. It's gonna be a very small section. Maybe I should come down lower so I can have a bigger piece. I'm trying to decide if I want this to go first and then this on top like that, or put this down and this on top of that. Kind of like it like this because I like the black border showing. Okay, I've decided to put this on with a little bit of Elmer's glue since I think it would have a little trouble with a glue stick because there's so much texture. And I'm going to put this down on here. And it does go over the edge just a tiny bit, I think. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to let it be. Then we'll put some glue on the back of this. This is a pretty simple one. I'm not doing a whole lot to it. But I do think there's one more thing I'd like to do. Put this down. That's pretty. I like that. Okay, what I want to do is I want to bring some of this color up here, and we've got this white open space here. So I cut off a piece of this paper. I love this paper. I don't know how to get any more of it, but I love it. Tammy Ward sent this to me, a bunch of it a long time ago, and this is what I have left. It's just awesome to work with. So I've been kind of saving it. But I thought I'd put this strip right here and then cut the edges off so that the wing shape is there. And let's do that right there. Then I think I'll put some words or something across here, even though I'm writing on the back. Let's see what this looks like before it dries. I can get it off if I don't like it. I like it though. I decided what I want to put here. I have these little phrases by Idea-ology. It's called Small Talk. I've decided to use, "You are capable of becoming more than you realize." I am going to put a little bit of glue behind this because although it is a sticker, I don't trust stickers. And then I'm going to put it right in the center. I think that's pretty. Then I'm going to distress around the edges with walnut stain, which I don't have over here yet, but I'll go get it in a second. So put that to the side. On this one, I have a couple of stars that are from another project I've been working on, and I wasn't going to use these, so I decided to try these, and I like this particular star. It's just, I drew it freehand, so sketch out a star the best you can and tweak it until you get it to where you want it. And I thought that I would stick it on here. It may not be perfectly straight because of the way I've got to fit it on there, but I want to put that on there. But before I do, I'm going to put this on because I want this little star there. So what I did was I took some jute and I cut me a little piece, and I'm going to untwine it, unravel it. It's got 3 plies, so I'm pulling it apart. And I'm just going to use one little ply so it's not a lot of bulk behind my star. I'm going to thread this through the back and then tie a knot in the front. I'm going to glue this down first. Even if it's twisted a little, stars can be all different directions. And I'll probably go around this with my gold Posca pen and my white Posca pen. Before I glue down that star, and the little wood star I got on Amazon when I was making, it was a year ago I think, I made some, what are they called? Crochet trees, Christmas trees. If I had them nearby I'd show you, but they're in my sewing room. Okay, then I want to glue that on there, but I'm going to wait on that still because I have to write on the back and I have to paint on the back and I don't want that bulky piece sitting there. So let's switch back over to this one real quick and decide if there's anything else. Oh yes, the distress. I'm going to use walnut stain distress ink and my little finger dauber thing there. I love these things, they work great. And on the other angels that I made, I put a coat of Collage Podge, or like a Mod Podge, on the angel just to help them stand out a little bit since they were, you know, a bunch of scraps put together. I'm going to paint on the back of this one. I'm going to use this Fawn color by Americana. I was going to use a little bit lighter color, but I've been writing on the back with my Arteza gel pen. I love this pen so much. And I thought I needed a little color so that pen would stand out better. So I'm going to use that instead of a cream color. And I just turn the angel over, put out some paint, and just start painting it in. Okay, I'm going to set this aside to dry. Okay, on this one we're going to do Terra Coral by Americana. I'm going to set this down in case that other one's still wet. We don't get any on there. And the same thing for this one. This was a very quick, fun, easy project to do today. We didn't do a whole lot of detail work or collaging or anything like that. On the other angels that I made, I did do a lot of that, but by the time I got to these, I wanted them to be more simple because I'm trying different styles and see which one I like the best. Because if I find one I really like, then I might make more to give away at Christmas time. But I really wanted these made to put on my tree, and I thought they'd be fun. I thought I would show you guys so that in case you wanted to do something similar, you could get started, because you know what's going to happen. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning and it's going to be Christmas. This year's gone fast. All right, I'm going to let this dry. Okay, I'm going to put a verse on the back of this one. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I like that, so I'll put that on there. And this pen writes beautifully over it. And if you don't like verses and things like that, you don't have to do that, of course. You can put any of your affirmations that you like on the back. You don't have to make it the way I'm doing it. Okay, what I've been doing is using little ribbon to go through these little eyelets. They're tiny. I didn't think I was going to be able to do this because I didn't know I had those tiny ones, but I found them. I've had them for years, back from scrapbooking days when I never scrapbooked, but I just like the supplies. I have these, so I'm going to use them. I'm just going to take my crocodile. I didn't even know it went this tiny because I'm always used to using the other side, but I'm going to make a hole in the head here, kind of in the center somewhere. And then, and if you don't have this, just use a needle and push through, or an awl. Then I'm just going to put my little eyelet through here. And I'm going to squish it like that. Now I don't have any ribbon that's small like these and the color I wanted for this, so I'm having to use a little bit bigger piece. So I'm hoping that my little paintbrush that's broken, that I use all the time for stuff, will be able to push this through. What I normally do is tie a knot in the end first so that it's so you can hang it so it's not like open at the top once you get this pulled through. And then I have to pull this through here. Oh yeah, that'll work just fine. And I just pull it all the way through and then straighten it out and pull my other piece through like that. There. And she's ready to go. I am going to go back and put the year on the back of these so I know when I made them. And normally I would go around this with some pen or something, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like, well, maybe pencil. Let's see. Just a little pencil. I'm not going to use Posca pen or anything like that. So that one's done. Put it in the pile. Now this one still has to be worked on. I'm going to go ahead and make the hole in this one though. Do that. Put this through. And a pair of tweezers would be helpful, but I didn't bring them over. I have a pair of long tweezers like you use in serging when you're sewing in here, but I didn't grab them. But I got lucky and I was able to grab it with my fingers. It's so tiny. And I'll just run this ribbon through there when I'm done. But in the meantime, I'm going to get this one finished by adding this little thing on after I write on the back. So I'm going to write my little verse and then I'll be back. This one's ready. I wrote on the back already. Put the little hanger on top. I'm just going to distress around the angel again. And again on this one, I'm not going to put a coat of Mod Podge or Collage Podge. I don't think it needs it. I might. I don't know. It does give it a finished look. So maybe I will. Maybe I will, just for the fun of it. When I'm all done, I'll just go through and put a quick coat on. That way they all have the same sheen. Probably I should do that before I glue on the wood star so I don't have to paint around that. Now, since I wasn't going to do that, I went ahead and put Distress ink on. And Distress ink will run with anything that, you know, is liquidy that activates it. So I have to be careful about that now because I'm doing something I didn't plan to do. So what I'll do is I'll go out to the edges, and that way if it smears off the angel and not onto the angel. And then I'll re-distress it after this is dry. So this is just Collage Podge. I have not been able to find this Collage Podge anywhere, online or anywhere. I can find the gloss, but this is matte. It's, I think, a Tracy Batista. It's by Aleene's, but it's got Tracy Batista's name on it for some reason. I guess they made it for her. But anyway, I can't find it, so I'm eventually not going to have any more. I really like it, and I'll just have to revert to matte medium or Mod Podge. That's all I did. And I'm going to do the other one. I'm glad I'm doing this because it's going to give it the same sheen as the rest of them. So they all kind of look like they belong together, even though they're a little different in style. Because I just couldn't decide what I liked, and I still don't know which one I like the best. I still may not have found the one I want to use the most. I haven't tried everything yet that I want to try, so I might make another one or two, and if I do, maybe I'll leave the camera on, and then I'll just put it at the very end of the video. It won't be talking or anything, it'll just be fast, you know, like sped up. Okay, so that's done, and the Distress ink did good. It's still there, so I don't have to do it again, unless I just want to double up on it, but I don't think I will. Okay, I'm going to finish this one real quick. I'm just going to use Elmer's glue because my tacky glue blew up on me because it was so old and turned into a big bubble, and it was all dry except for a big bubble that came out. So we're just going to use this. I need to get some more glue. Kind of the same angle as the star behind it. This is pretty plain compared to the other ones, but I still like it. So there we have the two we made today. And again, these are much more, you know, stuff on them. I think my favorite one might be the stripe one. I really like that. Okay, well, I think that's all I'm going to do as far as talking to you guys. I might do one more because I really wanted to use this music paper, and I want to use this piece. And I wouldn't mind using some of this paper. So I might make one more, and if I do, I'll leave the camera running and I'll just put it at the end and kind of compact it into a little fast video. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are inspired to create some. You know, use your scraps doing this. Make little clusters like we've been doing. This is a little cluster of circles. This one's not a cluster, but it's a cluster of scraps underneath. This one's a cluster of hearts. This one's just a heart and some flower and circle and a heart, and you know, just whatever you have, just start piling it on and make your little angels. I think they're adorable. All right, I will see you later. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I will talk to you guys soon. We will be doing some more paper, so keep that in mind. But probably be a couple videos before we do that. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.